Same bad time, new bad channel, old man pajamas. All right, man. This is the Gary That Gary podcast, episode 6. I am your host, as always, Gary That Gary. You know that Gary. Anyways, today we're going to elaborate, as always, on the wonderful, emotional, and turbulent world of dating. Um, Today, rather than cover a specific topic, it's going to be a variety of topics until I grow weary of talking. So I'm going to wing it a little bit, I'm sure, but I've got some ideas of what I want to talk about. So, thank you for viewing, commenting, liking, disliking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate all of you that watch. I just do this for the hell of it. It's good therapy for me. It's also very entertaining. I get a have a voice. It's public. Probably a bad idea, but whatever. So, disclaimers as always, this is not a safe space. If you're triggered by sexual situations, debauchery, alcohol, drugs, candor, being honest with yourself or being honest with others, this is not the spot for you. These stories are my personal experience and they are without contestation. So you can argue with me all you want, but it happened. And I can usually find at least one, two, or three people to substantiate. They're anonymous, excluding me. So when it comes down to it, if you figure out something, I'm going to tell you no, regardless if you think you got it or not. These are about self reflection. So, self reflection, not self deception. If you lie to yourself all the time, we're going to talk about that a little later, or you lie to yourself about whatever you need to feel good about yourself, that's cool, man. But I think for me, the big healing factor is just admitting to a lot of things that I've done in my life, and whether they were good or bad, mostly bad. Some are good, but we don't talk professional on this one. So, um, with that, if you've got a personality disorder, seek help. I'm not a therapist, so this is not help. This doesn't count. I won't waste your money or your EAP visits. That's your employee assistance program for those of you who work with a company that provides that. Um, just know that, if you need help, get help. Just don't expect me to give it to you because I can't. I'm not licensed. I'm going to talk about that later. So the intent of this is entertainment. It's for entertainment purposes only. These are ramblings of a semi-reformed womanizer, and I hope that we all learn something. Perhaps not to follow my example, but all in all, there's some value to this for somewhere. I mean, like, if I help one person, right, that's helping somebody. Anyways, so weekly experience. So I'm gonna turn this into 5 minutes maybe or so. Gym couples. So I talked to my boy that friends I'm with out here in California, and him and his girlfriend go to the gym together. I've never seen them. I see them in there 2, 3 days a week sometimes. I haven't seen them in a few weeks because I took a week off. My orthopedic surgeon told me to take a week off from my shoulder, so and my wrist. But with that, I've never seen them like mugging down or anything like that. I don't even think I even. At first, I thought they were related or something, and he knows this. So I talked to him the other night about this. That I was going to bring them as an example. But look, I get it. We see you come in together, so relax. Um, in my experience right now, and even in the past, but currently, some of you are dating way outside of your range. So like when you're like a 5 and they're like a fucking 8, and that's as good as it gets around here. It's probably an 8 ish, eye of the beholder and all that crap, whatever. But the reality is this: it's okay, man. I mean, like, you don't have to piss on your partner. You don't have to hike a leg, and this goes to men and women both because I've seen it both ways. Super hot chick, unattractive dude, vice versa. Whatever. Um, Decent looking dude, no homo, unattractive woman. So I don't know what that is. That's why. But my point being is this: you don't have to overdo it, right? Um, no, dude, I'm talking about PDA, right? For those of you that don't know what PDA is, it's a personal display of affection, right? It's a military thing. We used to say you weren't allowed to touch your spouse even in public. I'm not in the military anymore. I realize that. Um, but there's a time and a place for affection. So making out, I'll use some examples because I've seen this in the last 3 months, 6 months. If you're sitting on a piece of equipment, doesn't matter, and you're sitting forward, and your partner, both men and women, I've seen it both ways, straddle each other, and then you ram your tongue down their throat in the gym, not the time and place. Okay, like it's cool. I mean, like, but do it somewhere else. I mean, like, it's just it's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. And nobody wants to watch that shit. Well, some people do want to watch that shit. They pay for it. Only fans, right? So here's the same thing. Excessively long hugging in the same position. So let's just say I'll give you an example. And then the partner grabs the other person by the ass or just below the ass line and hikes them in. So men, this is a OTSTF. Okay, OTSTF. OTSTF. Do not confuse this with an OTPHJ. Okay? Both are too much for the gym. An OTSTF is an over the shirt titty fuck. Okay? That's what it is. It's like the girl grabs the dude, rams his crotch into between her tits, and you can visibly see her grabbing it. So, I mean, like, I know what's going on with me if a girl were to do that to me in private, not public. So, I mean, like, I get it, but like, man, it's too much. It's too much, bro. It's just too much, period. Um, it's like I've got some notes in here about sweat. I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with your partner's sweat. You exchange of sweats, whether that's during coitus or whether that's like, I mean, like, I'm kind of a sweat dude. Like, there's nothing better. There's some things that are better, but like the sweat under a woman's breast, that's pretty solid to me. Top of the crack, solid. Those are good sweaty parts of women. Armpits, not so much. We can go into other, feet. Now, ugh, feet. Some of you feet freaks out there, I can think of a very famous movie director that has a fetish for feet. I will not go into that any further than what I have just said. I don't want to get sued. Biting. If I have to freaking elaborate on biting your partner in the freaking gym, Gen Z's, like, this is to you. This is ridiculous. It's not a playground. Go back to do it somewhere else. Please do it somewhere else. It's ugh. Making out in general, like a peck, totally acceptable. Like, you walk in the gym, you guys give each other a kiss, whatever, move on. But like mugging down, that's just too much. I mean, I love to love, and I am infamous for making out in public. Not in a few years, but that has happened to me on a reg. Um, Especially when I first got divorced, and I was just filling my void with any woman that put their whatever. Anyways, long story short, yes, it's not appropriate to mug down. Crotch grabbing. So it's a hard no. I like to be objectified and treated like a piece of meat, but like by my partner. But come on. Like in the gym, you're bouncing around, and the next thing you know, you turn, you look, and you make sure you're like, oh, is anyone looking? And you grab your fucking dude's fucking crotch, or vice versa. Like, come on, it's messy. It's messy. Do it at home, or wherever you're home, or if you're like in the corner and it's like midnight or 1 o'clock. All right, do you need an all? If voyeurs, I know a couple of voyeurs. I know they watch too. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna. I won't out you, but they are big into that. But um, the exhibitionists in it, like, the gym is not the right spot. I mean, like, people are there to work. I'm there to work out. I mean, like, just long story short, just come on. Not a piece of meat. So I'm okay with it when it's my partner. But like, when I got divorced in 2013, I was like dating a lot, like a lot. And I've kind of gone into this before, like in episode 5, I think. But my point is this: it's like I got to the point where I felt like a piece of meat, and for me to feel that way, me being the person that I have been in the past, that's ridiculous. So my Wi-Fi in my apartment when I lived in the high rise and moved around, whatever, was not a piece of meat. So that was kind of funny to me. So someone would ask, can I have your Wi-Fi? I'm like, yeah, it's not a piece of meat. They're like, what? Oh my God, it's what? Oh my God, that's so sad. Yes, it is. But you're still gonna try to treat me like one, which is fine. I was emotionally void. Um, so I've dated women that have said, please objectify me, but not like in the gym, right? We didn't go to the gym together anyways. I mean, that's a self-esteem thing. It's trashy. This one particular person I'm thinking of, they even admitted, they were like, well, I'm just trashy. I had no class whatsoever, and I'm okay with that. And I thought, man, and you know what? Should have been on the red flag episode about that. Once they say, I'm just trashy and I'm okay with it, and I don't care if people like it. Well, that's cool. That's why nobody fucking likes you. So, there's some younger kids in the gym. I'm assuming I think they're in high school, because if I go to the gym at 3 o'clock, the high school kids will come in there. I got a story, but I'm not going to share this with it now. So there's these numbnuts in the gym, and they're in the bathroom, and they're in there, and they got their shirts off. They're all in high school, right? And they're all like fucking and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, you guys gonna lube each other up and start with some freaking Crisco or some shit and go at it? Like, I don't want to see that. Not time and place, but I digress. So these high school kids, there's a couch like when you come into the left, and you can like sit there if you want to sit there, and I think it's for new clients or some shit. But like, regardless, like, here's the deal: like, do you really, like, you got your legs wrapped over old boy, you're like nestled up in his neck, or there's a lesbian couple in there that are doing this too, and I understand it. Maybe it's parental consent in their relationship or whatever. I don't care, but like, go bang in the car. You don't have a, you got a car? When you got a car? Go bang, go fuck around in the car. I did that when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? When I was getting hotel rooms too, but that was dirty. That was the first wife, anyways. Long story. I will never tell that story because it's just sad. So what I'm getting at is people all shapes and sizes. Come on now, man. Common sense, please. I mean, like, we ask for common sense a lot of things in our lives and a lot of things in the world, and we just don't get it. And this is another one of them. So, I'm not the most keep it at home or in the bedroom kind of guy, and I know that. I've never done stuff at the gym. Okay, you know what? I just thought about that. I have. Um, yeah. So I was in student government, and this was probably, I guess, 25 years ago, 20 years ago. And so we were in Washington, D.C., and long story short, I ended up picking up this girl, but she had two roommates, and I had a roommate in hotel rooms. I was like in my late 20s. And so we ended up going up to the gym at like 3 in the morning. We've been drinking, whatever, and we were going to Pound Town for like, I don't know, however long. I don't remember. It was not, anyways. My point being is this: we got caught by like the Mormon kids at like 4 in the morning or some garbage. So that was a big thing. So the next morning, my advisor, whom I'm still friends with, tells me, Gary, I heard a story about somebody in the gym having sex last night, and I just started laughing. And he's like, "Oh, good God!" So that was me. Not that anyone from that conference would even be here. So I did that. Um, Next topic on our journey. I've got some comments and feedback, so I wanted to share that. Thank you for the people that are giving me some solid comments. So my choice of verbiage, right? Here's the deal. When I say take the like button to Pound Town, it's just a sexual connotation. I can't say take the like button to coitus bun. You know who I'm talking about. Um, the other thing I say is hashtag paint the cervix. That there, I was dating this person. We were out. I don't know. We were dating a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, whatever. And we were at a bar having drinks, and a friend of ours sat with us. And he's like, "Well, what are you two kids gonna get into tonight?" And I said, "Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna go put on my overalls, and we're gonna go home, and I'm gonna paint her cervix." And he just looked at me and stood up and walked off. So that's where that came from. It was funny. So it was suggested that I use the word coitus. I can do that. That's fine. I'm going to use that a little bit. But thank you, Bun, for pointing that out. I know that it's a little lowbrow, but that's part of the point sometimes is like coitus. I don't want to say bang. I don't like, there's so many connotations on fucking, sleeping with each other, hooking up, all this other shit. I don't know what's what. So, and I don't really give a fuck, honestly. Either we're intimate or we're not, and how many people you want to be intimate at the same time, that's your business. Same with me. If I don't want to, whatever. We're not going into exclusivity right now. Block caller, whoever you are, fuck yourself. I know you call every time I post. I don't know who you are. You don't leave a message. Grow a pair. If it were legal, my attorney and I would have already got a cease and desist. I've had dealt with that in the last couple of years. So whatever, idiot. Fucking, it's just stupid. You call, I post. You call 2, 3 times. I don't answer because I don't like block calls. That's just the dumb shit. So just please, man, get it. Just be an adult. If you probably got, and here's the next topic. Someone that I had reached out was an ex, maybe 2 topics in, an ex of mine who claims they did not know I had a podcast. And that's fine. It's actually kind of a bonus. We talked for a couple hours the other night, drunkenly. Um, but when you watch episodes 2 and 3, you'll absolutely know that I was discussed talking about you, and you will probably block me again and never speak to me again. So, yes, that happens. I'm going to reiterate this. I'm not a professionally trained therapist. I do have a ton more experience than most of them, including the one I'm seeing now, who's just they don't know what they're getting themselves into with me. But I am speaking about my personal experience and observations. My muse, you know who you are, discuss doing experiences with individuals who are clearly suffering from personality disorders, whether it be narcissism, borderline, etc. Not a professional therapist. I'm not going to do that. As much as I'm going to steer clear of those topics. However, I'm going to make some random that are meant to be parody and humorous cracks about said behaviors in general. Again, random and completely anonymous. But they're going to be, I mean, like I'm gonna make one here in a minute because I already know what I wrote. So, for our next journey together, shortly, as soon as I finish this, I have a copy of Five Love Languages. As you can see, I'm trudging through it. I got notes. Um, I'm like 4 chapters deep right now. It's a very popular book. I've never read it. However, I do subscribe, absolutely 100% subscribe to taking the online quiz. if you can be honest with yourself and answer the questions truthfully, it will give you really it's great conversation when you're dating someone and they say, "Oh, my top love language is receiving gifts." No shit, gold diggers. But the reality is, or mine is acts of service, or mine is, and my personally, I'm not sharing until we get to the book. But like they are 100% on point for me. And so it's easier when you have a partner who understands that and they can say, "Hey, Gary, my love languages are words of affirmation and treat me like a whore." I've had, not kidding, kidding. But my point being is that's just the reality of it. So those of you with avoidant personality disorders, or some of you borderline people too, you'd lie to yourself if your hair color didn't suit you, so you'd feel better about it. So my point being, don't even waste your time. You guys are worthless, because you don't seek therapy, not because of you're a worthless human being. So if you don't like that, I don't care. Take the like button to Pound Town. So let's talk about music. Um, I watched Vintage Culture, Tomorrowland Winter 2004. It's in my music feed, music deal that I put together. I've seen him live twice. Vintage Culture is on point. He's amazing. This set is amazing. He's so much just 10 times better in smaller venues. Um, I've done the watch the long sets, the 2 3 hour ones, and it's just not. I don't like it as much when he's in a smaller venue, smaller group. In the Tomorrowland Winter, I mean, like they're in the Swiss Alps. It's a very small group. It's nowhere near like Tomorrowland that they do in the summer. Um, but they're stellar. He's still always good, but like when they talk about like good to great, it's not even great. The ones that I've seen him, it's stellar. It's spectacular. Um, Second for a single, Water by Cream. Added that. Yeah, I like a lot of Cream. Surprise. Whoosh. But I saw him live last year. Uh, Douchebag story alert. Um, Went to a venue to see him. We had the table, booth, whatever you want to call it, directly next to them, like from here, 3 feet away. And so got a chance to interact with them. Fucking awesome guys, awesome guys. Bullshit a little bit when they had, in between. I was singing all because I know all the words to all the songs. Surprise, singing that, having a good time. So they're amazing. Period. I haven't seen anything that they do, and there's a lot of Cream in that playlist stuff that I've got. I sent the song "Water" by Cream to my muse. We had a long discussion about the lyrics. It's all positive, but I had enough foreshadowing of my current personal life, which is very, very limited. But yeah, that's a great song. I think send it to your girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whatever. Doesn't matter. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Told you it was gonna be a short one. Listen, self-reflection, not self-deception works. It really works. It works in my life. Um, Sometimes there's more than people can handle. I'm more than people can handle. I know that. I always say I'm a giant red flag, and I'm okay with that because I know I am. But like, I can I can adapt and I can be better as a person. No one there is. I want to reword that. There are no voids someone else can fill for you in your life. All right. I mean, if you're lonely, I understand that. You want a partner. You want to have kids. You want to have someone to spend the rest of your life with and grow up with. Totally understandable. Those are things those are like goals. But in my experience, if you don't fix yourself, and I'm speaking to myself right now, no one's gonna fix you. Okay. If you're trying to fix somebody, that's a bad idea. You're gonna fail. All right. So you have to accept the person for who they are, and they have to accept you for who you are, and you have to work on that together. But if you are broken, and you're a broken person, in my experience, and I mean I've done it. I've tried to fix people. I've tried to be Captain Save a person. Um, but two broken people are a recipe for toxic, tragic, and sometimes abusive behaviors. I'm not going to discuss abuse today, but you got to love yourself first and let the relationships develop naturally. Sometimes stuff is staring at you in the face for years, and others prevent it. Sometimes there's stuff staring you in the face in years, and it's just the timing's off. But you got to go ahead and you got to sort that out yourself. That's something that definitely, you've got to say, hey, here's what I know about me, and then I got to say, here's what I know about you, and here's what I know about me, and vice versa. And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I understand that. I think everybody understands that. So until next time, we're gonna do five. I think we're gonna do five love languages. So deuces, everybody. Have a great week.